You're probably aware that limiting beliefs are holding you back. The problem is, as men, it's very hard to identify these. So I'm going to share with you the top 5 limiting beliefs I see impacting men, having run men's groups over the past 4 years, and also what you can do to stop these beliefs impacting your life so much. So let's get into it. Number 1, I'll take a risk when. This is the idea that when we've achieved some level of success, maybe it's status, maybe it's our physique, that then we'll take the action we really want to take. Ultimately, I believe this is a delay mechanism that stops us from facing that feeling of fear. So an example I see coming up all the time, and I experience this quite intimately, is with dating. I think so many guys these days are scared of maybe approaching women, scared of going on dates. We have this fear around it, uncertainty. And we've heard online and we believe that once we get this much money, once I get this physique, once I live in this place, then I will be able to approach women confidently. But I realised this when I moved out to Bali after living in the UK, and this limiting belief of I'll take a risk when was coming up so often, and I was finally reached where I thought I needed to be, but then I still couldn't take the action. There was a lot of fear just controlling me in that moment, and I wanted to delay action further. For me, the solution for that limiting belief was creating a value of courage and deciding that I would act despite my feelings of fear. And it was really that simple. I just realized that whenever I'm trying to delay something, this is a limiting belief, and identifying that and not trusting it anymore. Number 2, once I achieve X, I'll start truly living my life. This is a problem for men where we believe and get into this mindset of hustle culture, maybe working long hours and only doing kind of self-improvement, delayed gratification activities. The problem is, and I was speaking to a man recently about this, who works loads. He's been doing this for the past 4 years, and the problem is he's forgotten how to enjoy his weekends. He has a big goal in the future that he wants to achieve, but he can't enjoy the here and now. The solution for me as well in my life, because I also experienced this and have overcome it, is right, I'm going to have this big goal. That's fine, but what can I do to start working towards or just enjoying life this week? What's going to make me feel more excited, more alive in my day-to-day, rather than delay my gratification for 4 or 5 years when we have these big goals. So that's what helped me. Number 3, I need certainty and everything figured out before I can act. This is a variation on number 1, but it's slightly different. We believe that we need to have a blueprint before we start the business. We need to know exactly how it's going to work out, who we're going to serve, what it's going to look like. And I believe, again, this is a delay mechanism related to fear. It's just pushing off facing the thing that's actually going to make us feel uncomfortable. And the advice I would give, and this is what I try to apply as well, is you don't need the whole path. You don't need to know what your exact journey from the start to the end is going to look like. You just need to see your first step, and you need to take it, because you will find that over time it will illuminate itself. The path will become clear. With my business, I just made a website. It was a rubbish website. It looked awful, and from there I built a business. I didn't overthink about who I was going to serve or exactly what it's going to be, what the offer is going to be. That all changed over time and came with time for me. So it's about just simply taking that first step. Number 4, I can do this all alone. I can do this whole journey alone. As men, we believe that strength is about self-sufficiency. I think some of us romanticize this idea of being a lone wolf, of this sense of ego satisfaction when we feel that we've done everything ourselves, we've done it alone, we've suffered, we've been through the pain, we've worked really hard. But I want you to look around, look at maybe the building you're in, and question who built that. Often the things that are most significant around us, things that were created and built, We're constructed by teams of people working together. And I think one of the challenges for men is where we feel that collaborating, connecting with other people, sharing our challenges and getting support is weakness. So to kind of recondition this belief, it is about taking risk again. It's about finding people online maybe that are in a similar position. It could be people in your life. For me, men's groups have been incredibly useful, just finding places to be able to share my challenges and realizing that not only do I feel happier in my life by sharing what I'm going through, having more connection, but also have more success when I'm able to get different perspectives, share with other people, and also feel inspired by what others are doing. So that's one of the limiting beliefs. I can do this all alone, and the fix is moving more towards relationships, connection, sharing our challenges. Number 5, what I want isn't that important. So I think ultimately this is where we lack self-trust. We don't actually understand also what our desires are, what's important to us. We live a lot of our lives for other people, thinking how can we do things for others, and we've done that maybe for so long that we forget what is truly important to us. For me, in that situation, it all started for me in terms of moving past that belief and realizing that what I want is important. I start to express myself more. So just in conversations at work, when I was working 9 to 5, I would more authentically express my opinions. And then over time, I started to build more self-trust. And then suddenly I started doing activities. I'd write down a list of activities that were interesting for me, and I'd try them out and I'd see what happens. And we still want to be kind, we want to serve other people, but it's also about understanding what's important for me. And through doing this, we live a much more meaningful life because it is aligned with who we are as people. We're not doing things purely for others, which obviously we want to support those around us and be kind, but it's about starting to take your desires seriously, even in a small way. You'll suddenly start to learn that what I want is important, and then you can build a life from that point. So those are the 5 most common limiting beliefs that I see many guys experiencing. Drop a comment below if one of those resonates with you particularly, and I will see you on the next one. Goodbye.